Is Trump ready for it? Let's play hardball. Good evening. I'm Chris Matthews in Washington. I think the battle in the Republican Party is going to look a lot like this. Donald Trump is that elephant there with that pack of hungry lions trying to bring him down. He's going to spend the next couple of weeks, in fact, in the debate this Wednesday, flinging one of them one by one off his back. I'm joined right now by the Washington Post's Robert Costa, former deputy campaign manager for President Obama, Stephanie Cutter, and Howard Fineman, global editorial director for the Huffington Post. Anyway, we now know what the debate stage will look like this Wednesday night at the Reagan Library. CNN announced that 11 candidates made the main stage with the addition of Carly Fiorina. Donald Trump will once again be center stage in many ways, in fact, as well, flanked by Jeb Bush and Dr. Ben Carson. How contentious will it get? Well, according to the New York Times, many of the candidates are convinced that they are better off using the debates to make forceful and targeted appeals to viewers rather than trying to knock off Mr. Trump. Advisors to several candidates said that. Anyway, there are some exceptions, however. These are interesting. Both Jeb Bush and Carly Fiorina are expected to take on Mr. Trump most aggressively, like those lions going after the elephant. Mr. Bush's advisors say he will confront Mr. Trump for not sharing the values of conservatives. Howard, what's your bet? I think Carly Fiorina, just to start with her, because she did make the cut, and he's been attacking her looks or whatever. Right. It seems to me he owes her a somewhat chivalrous comeback, or what do you call it, step back from that. And she's going to be there, and everybody's going to be watching her attitude towards him.
No, I think right now she is the headline of the show, at least the pregame. She's going to be there. CNN made sure that she would be there. I would bet that the first question will be to her, and it will be, Ms. Fiorina, do you have any comments about what Donald Trump has said? And then she will lead the tone of how things are going to go. I would expect that she would not attack him at the level he attacked her, but I think on looks, she
that'd be a dumb response.
She will say that she is the business executive with the real knowledge of how the economy works and the real experience.
Well said, Stephanie. As the woman among the four of us, I think you have the right to the chair now. What do you think is the smart move for her if you had to game it for her?
Well, I do think she has to address the comments, but not on the same terms as Trump leveraged them. You know, I differ with what Howard said in that if she goes to her business experience, Trump's just going to come right back and hit her on it, because that's where he had started. That she was a failed CEO, a loser, was the worst CEO in American history, and I think she should use it to leverage him, some of the issues that she's running on, and say it's not that what you said about my looks is not insulting, but where you stand on a particular issue is insulting to the American people, and try to turn it to substance, because that's his weakest point. He's a bully, and his bravado. That's all he's running on. He's not running on anything of substance. She can use that to pull that
Well, you argue that, and I agree with it in terms of the game and the way they're fighting it, Robert. You're covering it every day like everybody else here. And it seems to me that he's playing high school bully,
Absolutely.
Making up nicknames. There's always somebody that was good at making up nicknames. So a lot of us were victims of that. He's really good at it, and he is really good. What's he called? The low energy, low testosterone Bush. I mean, he's so smart. In fact, Bush thinks he's saying low testosterone. He just says low energy. But it seems to me he's also appealing to a toughness in the Republican voter electorate against their leaders.
That's right.
He's grabbing something out there among women and men both now. They like this approach to life.
The voters seem to like it. The base likes it. We're in this post-Labor Day moment, and everyone's looking to shine on this stage. I was with Trump on Capitol Hill this week, talked to Trump, talked to his campaign manager, Corey Lewandowski. They say bring it on. They think everyone's going to come at Trump
like those lions going after the elephant.
And they think those lions are going to come with canned lines. Trump's whole game is, I've been a public showman for 3 decades. I'm going to
canned lines. That's what he's ready for. The set pieces. He doesn't need set pieces. It comes to him. Nothing comes to mind with these other people. Anyway, it's like, what was that vice president for Bush's, the original Bush's guy?
What about
Dan Quayle. Nothing comes to mind. Anyway, in the past few days, by the way, Donald Trump has gone to war with pretty much everyone in the Republican field, and the candidates are taking a much more aggressive stance against him.
That's a very big part of who I am. Humility and the fear of the Lord. I don't get that impression with him. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't get that impression.
I think he believes that he can insult his way to the presidency, and I don't think history is a really good guide for that.
He's the most unqualified unqualified person on our side now to be commander-in-chief.
He's a narcissist. He's an egomaniac. The only thing he believes in is himself. Donald Trump is not a serious person. This is a carnival act.
Anyway, it's better to have a carnival act than no act, Mr. Jindal. Well, it's not just the candidates fighting back, according to the Boston Globe. Many of Mitt Romney's former aides and advisors, yes, they do exist, seem to have a shared purpose with them. Quote, through no concerted effort, they are curiously aligned once again in common cause. A stem-to-stern effort that has united old comrades, even if they nominally play for different teams, stopping Donald Trump. This is what I'm talking about, this pack approach to him, which we showed with the wildlife pictures there. Is that going to look good on TV? A bunch of hyenas all jumping the same...
Depending on the exact choreography that results, I think it's good for Donald Trump in many ways.
Yeah, so Robert says, just to follow what Robert says, okay, you said, Stephanie, she takes the first shot, and because the anchors are going to make sure, the moderators will make sure she gets the first shot. Then the others have to decide, and I agree. And that's what they're all going to do?
Right. I think that's what they will do. I think they will take the lead from the tone that she sets, which is why I said that she is key to the way this thing goes down. But yes, if they all train their sights on Donald Trump once again, both given the fact that he's faster on his feet than any of the others, and the fact that he is tapping into the things that we've discussed time and time again, which is revulsion with the system that exists, all the rest of them are going to look even more like the system that he's attacking. It's paradoxical, but to the extent they get down to his level and get out of their own comfort zone.
Right.
I mean, Bobby Jindal is a Rhodes Scholar nerd who's suddenly trying to act like a schoolyard bully. It doesn't work.
Making fun of the guy's hair. Why do they all stupidly go for the looks game? I mean, they all go for the hair. It's so predictable.
They're all such lookers themselves.
Let's not start on that.
Yeah, I guess.
But I do think there's a certain Three Stooges aspect. You almost expect Trump to go like this, you know, like Curly, like just make fun of them because they make stupid, obvious comments, and he knows they're coming, the set pieces, and he just kills them.
So forget about set pieces.
I'm sorry about doing
what's that old Kennedy word? Vigor. Who's going to have vigor on this stage? Who's going to have light?
Well, will the low energy guy have it?
It's going to. You can't.
He has to.
There's a natural inclination among Bush allies, a lot of these other rivals, to be dismissive of Trump. I think you got to keep an eye on Kasich, on someone like Rubio. Do they bring the life, the energy? Trump has changed the stakes of this race. You have to play at his level with the vigor.
Somebody has to corner him with substance, Chris, at some point, either on what he doesn't know, on the fact that he's flip-flopped, if not lied on issues, on the fact that he doesn't understand the depth of things. I don't know who is going to do it. A debate format.
Why did he let Joe Biden get away with it?
A debate format with 11 people is not the place to do that. Hugh Hewitt, the conservative radio guy, did it because he had him alone on the stage himself.
He's going to be on this week.
Right.
Let me ask you about Joy Behar, who's definitely not anybody who needs any of my help or anybody. She's quite an aggressive person. But she said, when are you going to start talking about women's brains instead of their looks? And the audience applauded. And he just walked away from that. He said, okay, you can have that round. Now, that shows us, I think he should have done that with Megyn Kelly. Let the other side have a round now and then and move on. Don't fight. Is he capable of that sophistication in this fight? If somebody like Joy Behar just says, and a really good line, does he walk away from it and
there is a Trump
fight somewhere else?
I've been covering Trump all year. He adapts. He makes mistakes a lot, but he also adapts to situations. They're going to all try to rattle him.
We got news now. Rick Perry, the former governor of Texas, has dropped out of the presidential race. That's according to the Associated Press late today. So the little kids' table's getting littler.
And by the way, he was one of the first people.
And he looked like he had a shot.
I think he was the first guy, actually, to attack Donald Trump. Not that he was going anywhere to begin with, Rick Perry, but he at least was the first guy to try to take him down.
Okay, you got to go. Okay, everybody, you're the first because you've been in the business, Stephanie, and you're good at it. You got to advise Republican candidates to at least get some points on the board next Wednesday night. Is it the smart move to take a shot at him, or is it the smart move to somehow use those moments on the stage to separate yourself in the way I think Kasich did the first time?
Yeah. I I think you have to do both, but both have to be, the opportunities need to be there for you to take it. You can't manufacture opportunities, otherwise Trump is going to slam you. You can't have canned lines. So, you know, Jeb Bush is the perfect example. Donald Trump is going after his weakness that we can all identify, his lack of strength, his lack of energy, excitement, and, you know, he's doing what, to Jeb Bush, what lots of people did to his father when he ran for president.
Call him a wimp.
He needs to address that. And the debate is a perfect place to do that, but he's going to do that on an area where he has strength. So he has to look for the opportunity to do it. Doing it for, you know, just to pick a fight is not worth doing.
Howard, you and I were looking at the betting odds right now. Trump is in the top 3 now as the best bet to win among the people with money on the table. Does that impress you out there?
Let's see
people
if
with money are betting it on him now.
Because he's got a coalition that brings in new voters. It's just a question is, can he keep his interest in this race? Can he keep running a campaign that has a national network on the ground?
Howard?
Can he keep his interest or can he keep the voters' interest? I asked that seriously because I think part of it is whether he keeps his own interest in the darn thing.
Okay, Howard and I are going to meet tomorrow morning and get breakfast and look over the morning line again. Anyway, like 2 touts. Anyway, Robert Costas, Stephanie Cutter, and Howard Fineman. Coming up on this anniversary of the attacks of September 11th, former New York Mayor Rudy Giuliani argues that the threat of terrorism is still real and very present. He's coming here next. Plus, Vice President Joe Biden's heart-wrenching appearance last night on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert was honest, emotional, and it's once again fueling the question of whether Biden plans to get into this presidential race. And inside the complicated relationship between Hillary Clinton and President Obama, she's separating from him now on some of the big foreign policy hotspots: Syria, Russia, and the Middle East. Can she go to the hawkish side and still win the Obama people? Finally, let me finish with a positive legacy of September 11th, those 2 heroic words. Let's roll. And this is Hardball, the place for politics.